and it will bring us to this page here, which will have all of our information that you'll need to go over in order to prepare yourself for submitting your artwork to the fine art show. This page will also have where you're actually going to be filling out the information, the submission forms as well too, for the fine art show and for the gift shop. So this submission form is really important to fill out. And we want to make sure that all the information is filled out to the best of your knowledge. So we're going to go through it together and you're going to see kind of what to expect. So as I mentioned previously, the most important thing is that you're going to be giving an entry number into the show. And that's going to show up, as you can see here, at the top of your submission form. Again, that number is if you have any questions about your submissions, and it's also going to be the number you're going to need to go into your gift shop. It's also a number you're going to need when making your payments. So there was that $15 fee that you're going to need to make. That's a non-refundable fee. Connect your payment to your submission form. So just again, please be very well aware of the entry number that's listed on the top there. Okay, so we're just going to go through this information really quickly. This is just very basic information here. As you can see, the first step is just filling out your name. So I'm going to put my name in here. I'm going to put in a phone number. I'm going to put in an email address. You're going to need to put in the number of art pieces you will submit. So for this demo, we're just going to do 2. Again, you're going to need to prepare an artist bio and an artist statement. There's a 150-word limit on your bio and artist statement. So I'm just doing this very quickly for you. So you're going to be typing it in here. You can copy and paste from a Word document into the boxes if you have that already set up. You're going to put in your website URL if you have one. Again, we're just doing this as a demo. If you have any social media pages, you can definitely put those in there as well too. It's going to ask, where did you hear about the fine art show? I'm just going to say social media. And lastly, for this page, we're just going to make sure that we confirm that we've read and understood all the rules of the show and that we're submitting work of our own creations. Again, that's why I just mentioned it's really important to go over the guideline submissions. And then it's going to ask you whether or not you want to take part in the fine art show gift shop. Again, that is optional. You don't have to. It is up to you. For this demo, I'm just going to click yes. Okay, so the first thing we're going to upload is we're going to upload an image of yourself. So again, that's the profile picture of yourself that's going to go into the catalog and the brochure. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to select an image. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to minimize my screen because we're going to actually go and look at how we're going to upload our first image, which is your headshot. So as you can see here, here's my desktop. What I've done for this demo is I've made sure that my headshot or my profile picture that I'm going to be uploading, as well as the 2 images that I'm using for this demo, are in an area where I can find them and easily access them. So again, for this demo, what I've done is I've put them on the desktop, which is the easiest way for us to access them. We're going to just look at the profile photo first before we actually look at the art submission pieces, but ultimately you can do everything at once as you prepare your photos for upload. One of the things you're going to need to do is you're going to most likely need to rename your images. So sometimes what happens is when you take a photograph, it already sets up a file name for you. As you can see here under these images, there's some interesting file names that include a lot of numbers and some interesting text. For the submission process, you're going to need to change that, and so you're going to need to rename your images. So since we're going to be starting out with our profile photo, we're going to do that one first. So we're going to need to rename it. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click on the image. There we go. And it's going to give us the option to rename. Going to highlight it there. And for this, what we're going to do is we're going to put in our name. what I'm also going to do as well too is, because I know what my submission number is, because again, we've made note of that, I'm going to also put that in as well too, just in case there's any issues. So again, we're going to go back to our submission page. It's going to ask us to provide an image of ourselves for the catalog. So our first step after renaming our image is going to be clicked select. We're going to find our image wherever it may be on our computer. For this demo, again, we've put it on the desktop for easy access. I'm going to highlight my image and click open. The next thing we're going to want to notice is that underneath that select button, there's going to be some faint text. So that's just letting you know that you've selected the correct image. So our next step is going to be to click upload artist photo. So we've clicked select, we found our image. It says that it's been uploaded. It's just kind of waiting in the queue. Now we're going to actually upload the artist image. It will say that it's uploading, and then it will say upload successful. And what should happen is your image should then pop up in this little box down below. As you can see, it has. And then our next step is just to click submit artist. We're going to start looking at our images. So we're going to be needing to fill out all this information again. We're going to need to fill out the category, the title, dimensions, price, how the pieces are finished, and description, as well as uploading the image. So what we're going to do here is, I'm just going to minimize the screen again because we're going to start to prepare our images before we fill out this information. The images have been named already with a file name that the camera has given it. We're going to need to rename this. And so what we're going to need to rename it to is the title of the piece and our full name. And what I'm going to do, because I'm submitting 2 pieces, I'm going to also rename the second piece straight away so I don't have to come back and do the step again. So we're going to start off with submitting our first item. We're going to choose a category. I'm just going to say that our first piece, let's say, is a photograph. So I'm going to choose the photography category. And again, remember how in the beginning there were subcategories? We're going to need to choose a subcategory as well too. So I'm going to do of things. We're going to put in a title. We're going to put in dimensions. We're going to need the height, width, and depth. Of course, for a photograph, you may not have depth, so that's okay. So we're just going to fill it in to the best of our abilities. We're going to need to put in a price. As you can see here, there's an example of how you would put in the price. And again, remember, it needs to be a minimum of $200. Piece framed and under glass or not framed. And then again, it's going to need for you to write a little bit about the piece that you're submitting, a description, your process, your inspirations. Again, this is for the jury to be able to have a little bit more information about your piece. Very similar to what we did for our profile photo, we're going to click select. We're going to find our image wherever it may be on our computer. There's our first image. We're going to open it. I always like to double check that the title of the submission form is the same title as my image. And then we're going to click upload image. We're going to wait. Then it will say upload successful and your image will pop up in the bottom there. Now your image may show up cropped. That's okay. Submit art. Perfect. And because we're doing 2 pieces for this demo, we're going to be submitting our second piece as well too. So again, you're going to fill out the information again for your second item, and we'll do that really quickly. And again, we're going to go and we're going to select image. We click upload image. We wait. It says upload successful. As you can see here, the image has popped up. It's most likely cropped underneath there. As long as it shows up, we're going to click submit art. And as I mentioned before, that was our final piece that we're going to be submitting for this demo, as we've only done 2, but you can submit up to a maximum of 3 pieces. Perfect. And then it will let you see this. It says thank you for submission. So thank you for submitting your artwork to the Ladysmith Fine Art Show. And then we'll ask you to proceed to payment. From here, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be selecting one of these three options, depending on how many pieces you submitted to the fine art show. Again, this is a non-refundable fee, so regardless of whether you get into the show or not, you won't be receiving this back. As you can see here, it's going to need our submission entry number. Again, that's the most important reason why you need to remember your entry number, is because we need to make sure that the payment matches up with the submission, the art submissions that you've given us. So again, it's really important that you do that there. I'm just going to do that as a test. I'm going to put that there. I'm only purchasing one of these. And then I'm just going to click add to cart. And then view cart is just down below. So you're just going to click view cart. And then from there, you're going to head to the checkout. Now, it's really safe to make your payments online, so please feel free to do that. If you are uncomfortable paying online through our website, you can call our office at 250-245-1252, and we can do the payment over the phone. Most likely you're going to want to speak to our bookkeeper daily if she's in. She's usually in Wednesdays and Thursdays, so that's usually the best time to call if you want to make your payment for the fine art show over the phone. Checkout, we're going to click checkout, and then it will ask for your information as well too as you proceed to pay for your fine art show submissions. And after you completed that, you're good to go. Again, we will email you letting you know whether or not your artwork has been accepted into the fine art show. So please feel free to look for that. If you have any questions along the way, as I mentioned before, as we head back to the main page, at the bottom of the submission form, or at the bottom of the submission information, there is a contact us form that you can fill in if you have any questions. There's also opportunities to advertise in our online catalog. The gift shop submission form is very similar to the submission form we just did. Again, it's really important to make note of your entry number for that as well too.